And good morning. We're live. My name is Chris McDonald. I'm coming to you from Charlotte, North Carolina. I live just a little bit north of Charlotte in actuality. Have lived in this area for about 20 some years. Before that, my husband was in the military. When a few years ago, I started working with an MLM. I'm so sorry. A few years ago, I started working with an MLM. I really enjoyed doing that. But as we decided to add social media to what I was already doing, I felt like I was in a haze of information. I was unsure of what to do with the different sizes. All of that just felt the different sizes for posting, where to get free images. All of those things felt extremely overwhelming to me. So I felt strongly that there were probably other business owners that were in the same boat. And so that's what made me decide to go ahead and start doing social media. I've made sure that those areas that caused me the most confusion were areas that I myself have covered. So what we'll be doing today is we're going to be going over making lists and hashtags. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you. And here we go. So we're on our 6th class of Facebook training. Next week will probably be the last class that I'll be doing. If you have any questions or comments, please make sure that you make them at the bottom of this page, and I'll be sure to get back with you. This last week we covered Facebook etiquette. We also went over how to schedule posts on Facebook. Today we're going to be covering interest lists, what they are, how to create one, and why they're helpful to us. We're also going to be going over hashtags on Facebook. Interest lists are a very strategic way to actually listen to your customers. It involves taking the time to actually listen, which is a strategy that's often very difficult for business owners. We get someone, we've determined that they're our ideal customer, and we decide that we want to hurry up and tell them all about our business and why we're good for them. And unfortunately, on social media, that is just not how it works. So I am probably one of the biggest proponents of knowing who your ideal customer is. I also encourage you to really drill down to know all the little details about that customer. So you might be asking, why are lists important? Why should we be doing them? Because for one thing, it gives you a change. We get to learn more about the likes and the entertainment of people. People change all the time. Maybe we made a mistake in determining who our ideal customer is. And last but not least, but we also we want to be safe, not sorry. We can also use these lists as a checkup and a gauge to ensure that we're going to get the kind of engagement that we want. We as business owners tend to showcase what it is that our ideal customer wants. But sometimes our customer doesn't even know yet that they need our product or our service. They don't realize that, let's say in a weight loss, they don't realize the bad health benefits that their excess weight is doing to them or lack of exercise is doing for them. We think that we know what they need and what they want, but we really don't. We do know what they need and what they want, but we're not always realizing that the customer doesn't know it yet. We go through all this trouble and we think that means that they're ready for us to go ahead and tell them about our business or about what we can give them or what we're offering them that's going to solve their problems. A lot of times the customer doesn't even know that yet, and that's a factor that we have to take into consideration. As a business owner, we need to be able to read into what it is that our ideal customer is responding to. You can start your business, you can start putting information out there on the internet, and it's easy to go ahead and come up with that offer. But finding out exactly what they need is going to be a bit more difficult. When you're on Facebook or Twitter, all the platforms, you can't just showcase what it is that we believe our customer needs or find sneaky ways to make sure that we give that to our customer. We want to be more careful and treat them kind of like kid gloves as we're dealing with those people They want to know, like, and trust us before they're even going to consider buying anything from us. So we can't just go out and start throwing out our business like crazy to them. Just showcasing your item is not going to have your customer biting on the bait that you're putting out there. The key is to show them why they need that product. That is going to be the key. We don't want to do it 100% of the time. Showcasing that product is just going to turn your customer away. And that's something that you don't want. I showed you at one of the earlier classes a page where all the business owner was doing was promoting their business. And we even said, would we go back to that page? I told you that I wouldn't. And other people are the same way. They're not going to keep going back to a page where all the people are doing is promoting their business. So the solution is to do some research on your customers, dig down even deeper. We have a general idea of what that ideal customer is, but we can find out even more. And we can confirm what we thought was going to be ideal for them. I've said before that the amount of information that Facebook knows about us is a nightmare for the consumer, but it is in fact a blessing for the marketer. We can learn where they like to eat, what restaurants. We can learn where they like to shop. We can learn what TV shows they like. We can learn what they buy. We can learn their opinions. We can also learn the best way to approach them. These are all informations and more that Facebook gathers about our customers, and they do give us access to that. So we want to learn how to utilize that to the best of our ability. For the sake of time, I've looked at some of the previous trainings that I've done, and I don't like the lag when I'm trying to show you something live. And screen sharing really does slow things up. And so your time is valuable. I try my best to keep it at 30 minutes. So what I'm going to do is show you screenshots, which will also go ahead and give you that information, but the presentation on it gives you a larger view, as well as this is something, because I make my slides available, you'll be able to go back and look at it for yourself. So to create an interest list, the first thing that you want to do is go to your home page. This is going to be on your personal profile page, not your fan page. Once you're there, you want to scroll down on the left-hand side until you come to interests. In my case, it's pretty far down there. Whenever you come to that, you want to click on the word interests. Once you do that, you're going to see a box. First of all, you're going to be able to see what interest lists you already have. So I've gone ahead and highlighted. Now my list is a lot longer than that, so I have a list that goes further down. But I went ahead and highlighted that so that you could get an idea of what it looks like once you have some interests on your interest list. Then you can click on the button to create a new list. When you do that, Facebook is going to go ahead and give you suggestions. This is the screen that's going to pop up, and it's going to say add interest or create a list. Of course, we've already done that, create a list. So these are suggestions that Facebook has pulled up, thinking that I would be interested in it. Notice that we have recipes, which is something that I'm always interested in, networking for small businesses, and there were a lot more as well. So these are all things that Facebook suggests. We might decide that we don't want to go with what Facebook suggests and we want to do something on our own. And that's perfectly fine. You don't have to follow their suggestions. So I said, notice the suggestions. You'll see for mine, I had art, books, business, causes, and more, all the way down to technology, or all the different categories that Facebook was showing me that they think that I would be interested in those groups. So it has happened, let's say in the art subject, Facebook went ahead and showed the art, and then from there, they went ahead and found lists that meet what's going to be what I do. You know, I'm going to find people that are very similar to me that are going to be interested in going to Applebee's or Longhorn for dinner. People that are going to be giving a lot of motivational and inspirational tips. Those are the people, those kinds of lists are going to be what Facebook is going to suggest to me because they know my likes and wants. Okay, So notice that you can also see in those little individual things how many followers each of those lists have. I've gone ahead and highlighted 2 of them so that you can see that. Now, if you click on the followers, you'll be able to see everybody that is on that list. So if you're right here and you click on this followers area, you're going to get a list that looks like this. And there's the list of subscribers to that list. Now, I'm not so sure that you want to go down and add all these people as friends, because there is a limit as to how many people you can have on your personal profile. So that's really not something that you want to do. I think it's 5,000 on your personal profile. So you really don't want to just start adding friends, but you can add a list. So now we see that this gives us the ability to see what are lists and what lists our competitors are on and what they like and are commenting. Just reading this info will give you ideas on what to post and how to be more creative in what it is that you're doing. Okay, so let's say that I went ahead and put in small businesses. These are the lists that they came up with for me. Networking for small businesses, St. Cloud area small businesses, smart small businesses. So these are all different lists that have already been created. One of the key things that you want to do is look at the number of followers. You don't want to join a group that only has, 50 followers. I'm not sure that that's something that you really want to do. You want to have a wide range of interests on that interest list. So when I clicked on adding an interest list and added it to my list, this is what came up. I'm able to go ahead and go in to any of these different areas for pages. These were the actual pages of some of those people, and I could go into those pages to get more information. Okay, and look here, you're seeing these are the different categories that we see listed on the side. Whenever I clicked on businesses, these were the people that ended up coming up and their pages. So that gives you another way that you can go in and work on creating that list. What you want to do is do a little research. You can even form your own list, or you can follow a different one. You're going to be given the option as you do that to make your list private or public. Now, hashtags. Hashtags have become extremely prominent today. It started out as that number sign on Twitter. Now it's on Facebook, Google+, Google indexes it. It's used on TV, Vine, Instagram. Schools are now employing the use of hashtags in their studies. These are and I know that because my grandchildren were talking to me and they said that their teachers tell them just use the hashtag, and things have been created. They know that they can go into that subject by using that hashtag and see everything that has been posted. Hashtags are used to segregate an event or a contest. In a contest, the participants are going to use a specific hashtag to allow those holding the contest to quickly sort and find those who have participated. There was a hashtag on Twitter that started yesterday. And in this contest, you do the different challenges. And if you do it for the 10 days, then you're qualified to fall into the drawing. Well, this was something that I thought that I was going to be interested in until the first challenge, which was today, is I had to use 2 curse words in a tweet. Well, that doesn't meet me. That's not me. And that's definitely not my brand. So I'm not going to be a part of that contest. But if I had done it, I would use that hashtag. This way, they would be able to sort it by that hashtag. Now, doing that on Twitter is the exact same thing that happens in Facebook. We're able to go into that search bar and go ahead and put in that hashtag and pull up everybody that has used that particular hashtag. So hashtags are going to work on a personal post, a business post, event, and group posts. Every hashtag on Facebook has its own unique URL. So what we want to do is make sure that we choose good ones, and we also want to make sure that we drive some traffic to us. Facebook allows us to click on these hashtags. We can go to the hashtag, we can click on it, and we'll see a list of different ways that that hashtag has been used and who used it. We can use hashtags in trending topics. Whenever the World Cup was going on, you could have, an idea would have been to incorporate that into your posts to attract more attention, but you don't do it in such a way that's spammy. Let's say that you were in the fitness area. You would be going ahead and talking about, does anybody use, is anybody using soccer? Check out the World Cup, or watching the World Cup got me to thinking, how many people enjoy soccer and that's part of their fitness routine? Those are just some ideas, but you don't want to be spammy like, love the World Cup, hashtag World Cup, come to our fitness center. That's just being spammy, and people don't want to see that. You want to capitalize the first letter in each word to help make it a little more readable. When you create a hashtag, all those words are going to run together. So let's say that I would use a hashtag of social media. The words social and media are both going to be running together. And what I like to do is capitalize the S in social and the M in media to help make it a little bit easier to read. According to Facebook, the hashtag must be written as a single word. There can't be spaces. And as you try and use a hashtag on the page, you're going to see if you put in a space, the blue highlighting goes away. You can include numbers, but you cannot include special characters or punctuation. So if you try to do hashtag social-media, that's not going to work. You can search for any hashtag in the search bar on any page. So if you were on your fan page, you could go ahead and search a specific hashtag. You're only going to see posts that were shared when you're doing a search. When you add a hashtag to your posts, those people that you shared your post with can see that post in the hashtag feed. The best way to ensure that anyone can see your posts is to make sure that your posts are made public. To make sure that they're public, what you want to do is you're going to see how long ago something was posted, and then you're going to see looks like a little world, and then you'll see a drop down arrow. So you want to go into that drop down arrow, and then from there you're going to mark who it is that can see it. Public, friends, and I went ahead and did the choose more. So in here, I'm able to go ahead and say that only I can see that hashtag, or close friends can see it. When I was with the MLM that was out of Plano, Texas, only those people would be able to see it. Only Ameriplan people would see it. And these are all groups of friends or different categories that I have. So if I wanted to be very specific in who could see that hashtag, I would be able to do that. And then those people would be the only ones that would be able to view that hashtag. Last June, almost a year ago, Facebook released clickable hashtags on their platforms as well. Like I stated before, hashtags make it easier for people to find material on a topic, to find and to join in on conversations. And for you as a business owner, this is going to help people find you. The goal with hashtags is to make sure that the hashtags that you use are related to your business. We want to make sure that it's not so broad that people get lost trying to find you. If you have a hashtag, let's say social media, I'm going to probably pull up things about Twitter and about, and I want my hashtag to be a little bit more specific. I've created my own hashtag, which is something that I use on a regular basis, and I'm sure that you see that be the best you. I use that not only on my Twitter account, also on my Instagram and in my Facebook account. And I try to put that on there all the time. So if someone would put in that hashtag, they're going to see everything that I've posted on the Twitter account. Also, if they would put that in the search bar, they're going to see all of my posts, most likely on that Facebook account as well. And you want to do some research. Take the time to identify some of the most popular hashtags, then learn how to use them. What are people using and what are people actually responding to? You might think that you have a fantastic hashtag, but people don't respond to it. So if you're seeing that that hashtag isn't working for you, then go in and try something else. How do you do research? You type your ideas into the Facebook toolbar and see what kind of responses that you get. So in that Facebook toolbar, all that you're going to need to do is to go ahead and put in what you would might be considering as something that you could use as a hashtag. And as you do that, Facebook was going to show you how many people have responded to that and what kind of results it's going to get. Don't overuse hashtags. We only want to use one or two. If you use more, you actually end up having a negative, not a positive result. If you decide to use your own hashtags, keep it simple. Like I stated before, I like to use Be the Best You in all of my posts. It's meant as an encouragement, not only in your personal life, but in your business life, an encouragement to work your very best and do the hardest that you can and try to overcome and to understand. You want to use hashtags that are going to help you find clients. What is it that your clients are searching for? What hashtags would they be using? Hashtags are a great tool to utilize on a daily basis. So let me switch over to my Facebook page and let's put in weight loss. You see, all I did was put in weight. Here I have 3 different fan pages or places, and here I have pages, and here I have people. So those are different ways that you could, and I only put in the word weight. Like I said, here are some places, here are some pages, these are going to be fan pages, and then there's also an area that's going to be people. Here's the people one, I'm sorry, right here. So these are different people that have pages that are related to what would be the hashtag weight. Let me make sure that you see. Okay. And once again, we're pulling up the exact same thing that we showed before if you put that hashtag in front of it. So use those hashtags to help you find clients. What is it that your clients or customers are searching for? What kind of hashtags would they use if they were looking for you? Hashtags are a great tool to utilize on a daily basis. Um, Facebook's also going to remember those keywords. So if you have, let's say that you were a weight loss expert and you had weight in your description, it's going to help, because what will happen is whenever your customer would put in weight loss, they're going to pull out from your profile, and so you would show up as one of the pages. You want to expand your reach to those with niche-like products. You want to amplify your brand. Create your own special hashtag. Remember to think about what kind of things others would share if, or be interested in sharing, if they were using those hashtags. You want to cross over into the different social platforms. Posting some of the things across all of the platforms is often easier to do. You want to make sure that you promote special events. Create a special hashtag for that. I'll give you an example of that soon. You always want to make sure that you research a hashtag before you actually use it. Social media marketing went ahead and used a hashtag for their event last weekend, and it was social media marketing W. So it was SMMW and then 2015. So that was Social Media Marketing World 2015. Anyone that was going to be a part of that, or the company themselves, went ahead and posted with that hashtag to make sure that other people could find it quickly. And that was a great way to find that event. Let me go and try that for you. Well, maybe I'm giving you the wrong one. Let's go back to this. So go ahead and put your questions in at the bottom of the page. I'll make sure that I respond to you right away. Make sure that you get your handout. This week, the handout that I created is on Facebook. The handout for this week is going to be what the experts say, what the top Facebook experts say about using hashtags. So make sure that you get that. Once again, that'll be up until next Monday, and then I'll be taking it down. But we're going to talk next week on Facebook Insights and reaching 1,000 likes. So make sure, like I said, make sure that you get that handout. Make sure that if you have any questions, you go ahead and post that. And until next week, have a really blessed day. Bye-bye.
Okay.